Hi, my name is Hannah Tai, and I'm currently a junior in high school, soon to be a rising senior, which is crazy. Oh my gosh. My first tip of advice is authenticity and staying true to yourself. This is very important in high school because things are always changing around us, including our environment. Therefore, the people we grow up around also begin to change. And that's just something we can't control. In fact, something to embrace is change. Therefore, it's really important to understand that everyone's going at different timelines and everyone's going to be different people. That's why it's important to stand out in your own way by being realistic and true about who you are. And one of the ways to do this, most specifically, is to have a good friend group. It's really important to surround yourself with the right people because these people are reflections of who you are. Therefore, I suggest that you really stick to like a small close group of friends that you can identify with and they generally support you and you share the same interests. It's okay to have multiple friend groups, but at the end of the day, you want to have people that like you for who you are and people that don't force you to do things that change your beliefs or values. My second tip regards motivation. So, a common question that everyone, in the world basically has is how do I keep up with everything in my life or how do I keep up with school? Because I guess as students, we often think that our grades define us and academics are all that matter. However, I'm here to tell you that is definitely not the case. Although high school is very important in keeping your grades up, it doesn't define who you are. And like I said earlier, being true to yourself is most important. However, if you want to know about motivation, I think for me personally, as a junior, it definitely gets tough. But my main thing is keeping track of everything with a planner. So I love writing everything down. And I also like doing checklists on my notes app. Another thing that really supports me is having supplies that make me happy. So for me, I am a visual learner. I love colors and everything of the sort. So by having cute school supplies, this actually helps me stay motivated because if I have things that look nice, then I'm more likely to do work, as well as highlighters and such. However, I'm not saying that these materialistic things are what are going to help you do well in school. What I'm saying is utilizing your resources around you to help you do well, including going to tutoring, asking your friends for help, asking teachers for help, and just honestly, don't procrastinate your work by planning ahead with the planner and time blocking, as well as weekly schedules about what you have to do. And in regards to motivation, whenever you feel like, oh my god, I don't want to do this, or I can't do this right now, I think my main advice is you have to just change that mindset slowly by telling yourself that you can do this and that you will do it. Because what I've realized is that we don't always have motivation because it's hard to stay motivated, but it's important to stay disciplined by knowing that you have a common goal that you're working towards. And even when you get like discouraged, you just have to push through. And then once you start that workflow, it's harder to break it, because the main thing is get started and then look back at how far you've come. Number 3 is what do I do when I am faced with failure? So obviously everyone fails. We want to do well, we want to succeed, we want everything that is not failure. And the thing is, we have to learn to embrace failure. And I say this with an optimistic smile because I've been there so many times in the past. But without those mistakes, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I genuinely mean that for freshmen especially. I feel like we walk in with these goals of being the best at what we do. But, as time goes over, we just start to realize it's okay to make mistakes and it's very important to make mistakes too. So, especially as freshmen, it's normal to feel confused and scared in a new environment. And I hope you guys find validity in the statement because I especially felt scared too when I was a freshman. There's just so many classes, I didn't know where to go, I didn't really know where I belonged, and everything just felt different. It feels different from middle school because there's more people, there's more opportunities, more choices, but then again, it gets overwhelming, and that's okay. But also when you make mistakes and you fall down, just remember that you just have to get back up and keep going. I know for me especially, my sophomore year was really tough with COVID online. However, I learned to overcome this by basically jumping over that hurdle of no motivation by telling myself that I am stronger than I think I am. I'm capable of anything that I want to as long as I put my mind to it. I think this mindset is really important for us to develop because grit is important in conquering our tasks throughout high school because it's tough out here. But you know, if I can do it, I know that you can too, since, you know, it's part of developing this kind of groove that forces yourself to just keep going no matter what stands in your way. You can get over it. Even when you fall down, the main thing is to realize that everything's going to be okay. Like, the main thing at the end of it all is just that, you know, these small things that happen along the way don't actually influence the final outcome. So whenever like you feel like giving up, or whenever you hit like a brick wall, just remember that everything you've been working for is within reach. All you have to do is push yourself to do it. All right, so number 4 is, what does CVHS offer me and how do I know what clubs to join? Right, so basically part of being in high school is finding your identity and finding where we belong. So what does CVHS offer necessarily? There's a whole bunch of sports, from badminton, swimming, water polo, cross country, track, basketball, baseball, tennis. There's just so many of them. And also you can join the junior varsity team or varsity teams, and those are definitely very fulfilling. Another thing is clubs. So I'm myself in 4 clubs, but these are clubs that generally interest me, including Tri Music Honor Society, Girls Learn International, chess club, and debate clubs. So there's a lot of clubs. There's over like 100 clubs on campus, and even if you don't find clubs that, you know, you necessarily like identify with, you can make your own club, which is something to look forward to. Also, another thing that CVHS offers is the fine arts program, which I think is really, really cool since I am an orchestra kid. But there's the orchestra program, band, choir, and there's different levels of each of them. And at the same time, there's also like art programs too, such as the art classes and theater classes. So a lot of that going on. There's also like the habit pathway for health and biotech, which I personally was in. And also there's like engineering, and there's also other pathways as well. So definitely, regardless if you're on a pathway or not, there are many clubs that support these interests, and you can definitely like find things that suit you. Also, at the same time, if you're looking for more extracurriculars, you can always talk to Ms. Zuckerbrow, and she's in the College Career Center. So yeah. Another thing that I want to mention is about like, how do I find what really suits me? Main word of advice is to try them. Just, your freshman year is meant for experimenting, so try as many as you want to, as many as you can, whatever you want, but you know, just try to think about, how does this club support me and how connected do I feel to it? Because you want to do things that generally interest you, not just because your friends do it, because you want to be able to find, you know, genuine fulfillment in these clubs. So definitely just do as many things as, you know, you feel like, but also try not to overwhelm yourself, because eventually you want to like sort them out and think, okay, this club or like this activity makes me happy and I want to keep doing this, and this club, maybe I'm not doing so well in it because it doesn't interest me. And you know, it's just part of finding yourself, which is the main theme throughout high school. Alright, so I know that a lot of things were just thrown at you, but the main thing I want to conclude is that every day is a new day and you'll be okay. This quote has definitely helped me survive high school. I have 1 more year left to do, but I think that I can get through it, because I always remind myself that even though like not every day is going to be good, I know that the next day is something that I can look forward to, even if it doesn't go as well, because I know at heart that everything is going to work out, and you know, what's meant for me will come to me. And that's something to realize in high school, is no matter how many brick walls you face or how many problems you encounter, you're capable of getting through them, and I will always be here to help you. So if you ever need advice or any help, or even a friend, you can always contact me and I'll do my best. Thank you.